I mean, I know you've been in there with Khamzat, man, and Sean Strickland's taking defense is pretty good, but we haven't seen him in there against. Like, would you say Fluffy and Khamzat, it's two different levels when it comes to the grappling? Would you say, like, in terms of the way, the strength, and yeah,
absolutely night and day. Like, having been in there with Chimaev and seen, and everyone who saw what he did to Dricus, like, there's not, mate, like, it's not the same. It is not the same.
Fight Sean Strickland next, guys. There's no debate. I had 24 hours to think about this, because here's what I don't want to do. I got to tell you, as an authority figure in this sport, I don't want to pan Imanov. I don't want to do that. I respect him. I respect what he's done. I respect his patience. But Sean Strickland...
All right, the table is set. Kale Sonnen laid it out plainly. This fight needs to happen. And when people talk about fighters tiptoeing around Khamzat Chimaev, about that quiet fear that follows him into every room, that's the exact kind of tension that explodes when he's standing across from Sean Strickland. You've got Strickland, who refuses to back down from anyone, whether it's fists or words. And then you've got Chimaev, who carries himself like an unstoppable force. This isn't just about what happens once the cage door shuts. It's about psychological pressure, mental warfare, ego against ego. When those two finally square off, Chimaev's calm intensity crashing into Strickland's raw aggression becomes combustible. That's not promotion, that's volatility waiting for a spark. Someone's composure is cracking before the first punch is even thrown.
In head-to-head competition. Now, a couple of things came out. I am behind the scenes, and I can tell you, guys tiptoe around Chimaev. Guys are scared of Chimaev. He has a presence. Sean Strickland said, man, I used to be in the gym with this.
Perfectly captures the silent dominance people associate with Chimaev, the kind of presence that makes even elite fighters tread lightly. But the moment you bring up Strickland, that aura runs into resistance. Fear doesn't register with him, he's loud where others are cautious. So when Strickland openly calls Khamzat a punk and questions his conduct in the gym, that's not casual trash talk, that's an attack on image. That's him deliberately poking at the myth. He's essentially saying, your reputation doesn't intimidate me. And in this sport, directly challenging someone's mystique is how rivalries turn real.
Find the biggest, baddest dude, and that's who I spar with. When Chimaev comes in the gym, he finds the easiest opponent, takes him in the corner and beats the hell out of him. He's a bully. He said, people were there. There is one scenario, this is Sean Strickland talking, one scenario where we did a live go.
Strickland operating at full provocation mode. He's not just chirping, he's dissecting character. By contrasting his own sparring mentality, seeking out the toughest guy in the room, with the claim that Chimaev looks for easier work, he's questioning Khamzat's courage outright. Labeling him a bully isn't random, it's strategic. It's designed to resonate with fans and dig at pride. If there's even a sliver of truth to it, that changes perception entirely. Suddenly, it's not just about skill. It's about authenticity. That kind of narrative deepens everything heading into a clash.
And Chimaev started with my back. So he starts in an ideal position, and Sean says, I let him choke me. He goes, but what's the point? He's already there. It was a ridiculous position. It was ridiculous that we started in that position. I let him have a choke. He said the rest of the time I ran him out of the room, and there was people that saw it. Now, I wasn't there. I'm just telling you, as far as a promo goes, that's hot. That's very hot. If any version of that...
It's the line that drops like a bomb. I ran him out of the room. That's the moment people replay. Strickland's version of the gym encounter, even admitting he put himself in a bad position, still ends with him claiming dominance. Whether every detail is accurate or exaggerated almost doesn't matter. The story itself fuels rivalry. It plants doubt. It becomes press conference ammunition. It transforms a potential matchup into something personal. And personal sells. A Strickland versus Chimaev fight built on that kind of animosity becomes unavoidable.
And Chimaev would be open to a different interpretation. Matter of fact, Chimaev responded, and he never addressed it directly. He never addressed the workout or the take-the-back situation or the big guy, little guy. He said, I destroyed a guy that beat you twice. And he left it at that. Now, that is true. And that hurts.
Response, though, is sharp and calculated. Instead of debating sparring stories, he pivots to cold facts. I destroyed a guy that beat you twice. That's verbal counterpunching at its finest. He drags the conversation back into the cage, where wins and losses carry weight. It's a pointed reminder that while Strickland talks about gym sessions, Chimaev has finished opponents who have given Strickland serious problems. That exchange is exactly what fans crave: sharp, personal, grounded in results. It raises stakes instantly.
I say you can hurt somebody's feelings, okay? It's the truth that hurts. And you can piss Sean Strickland off fast.
Analysts break down Strickland's temperament. They always circle back to one thing: he's reactive. Not to insults, but to truths that hit too close. That emotional edge makes him magnetic. He fights with feeling. He speaks without filters. Pair that with Chimaev's stoic dominance and you've got a volatile mix. Every stare, every sentence carries tension. It's promotional gold. Ignoring that, the real argument here isn't just entertainment value. It's competitive integrity. If a fighter like Strickland headlines a major event, secures a significant win, and doesn't get elevated into a top-tier matchup, what does that say about the system? Rankings are supposed to matter. Momentum is supposed to matter. This isn't about hype, it's about merit. Strickland versus Chimaev isn't random matchmaking, it's the logical progression for the division.
I mean, from a level of entertainment, that's our fight. From a level of showing an integrity to the rankings, for a level of looking at what did we hold a main event for, right? If it wasn't to catapult you into something else, like everything about our sport says it's shown.
Here's the behind-the-scenes layer. When chatter about a potential deal between certain contenders suddenly goes quiet, that often signals negotiations happening out of public view. Silence can mean agreements are close. But fight business is unpredictable. Plans shift. Ambitions change. External factors intervene. Even when something looks locked in, it can unravel quickly. That uncertainty adds fuel to speculation and keeps divisions in flux.
Chimaev found each other, at least through the media and again through the rankings, in November of last year. And then both went very quiet. Oftentimes in our sport, when you're doing detective work and two guys go quiet, it's because they have a deal. They've got a deal done and they're just waiting for an announcement. Silence, many times in our sport,
The rumors about Chimaev's weight enter the conversation. Talk of him walking around significantly heavier and hinting at 205 pounds complicates everything. If he's eyeing bigger opportunities, even calling out names at light heavyweight, then a decisive performance at middleweight becomes critical. If he's staying, he needs a statement. If he's moving, he needs momentum. Either way, Strickland becomes a pivotal piece in that puzzle.
answer. But all of a sudden, Chimaev resurfaces and he's talking about 205 pounds and he's talking about it very aggressively. He is not joking about the finger that he's putting in Alex Pierre's chest. That's just simply a fight that he's not going to get. He then starts talking about Prohaska, but again, Pierre and Prohaska have one thing in common, which is they're 205 pounders. Then you get people that know Chimaev and a little rumor starts that he's weighing about 230 pounds and he would just like to go to 205. Okay, then you hear from Amanov, and this was yesterday.
Contender shifts focus and calls out Strickland instead of pushing for a rumored Chimaev fight. It signals awareness. It suggests the landscape changed. Fighters adapt. They read the room. They pursue the path that keeps them relevant and competitive. That flexibility is part of surviving in a division this chaotic. The core of all this is a simple principle: winner takes all. Strickland stepped into the spotlight, took risks, and earned a victory. Denying him the next logical step against Chimaev wouldn't just hurt him, it would undermine the merit-based structure the sport claims to uphold. This isn't favoritism, it's consistency. Path forward. It satisfies rivalry, it respects rankings, it fuels promotion, and it settles genuine tension inside the cage. The matchup writes itself. Sean Strickland